Welcome to Learn and Go Go, the podcast. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. It's me, it's Sydney. I am your host, and I am also the author of Everything I Need to Know. I learned in Go Go. And according to some reviews, I am also the pasty lady, but I am your pasty lady, and I'm very happy to be here with you tonight. I see we have Erin and So Severian in the comments already. I am so glad you guys are here. Yay! And oh, yay, Lizzie's here too. Hooray! So happy I missed you guys. It has been a week. It's like every time I get on here again, I'm like, it went by so fast. And then I think, wow, I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in forever and I miss you. So I'm super excited to get on here with you guys tonight. We have Luna Projects joining us too. And tell me what's going on in your world. What can I shout out for you this week? I already shouted out myself because it's my show, damn it. And that's what I can do. If you haven't already gotten a copy of Everything I Need to Know, I learned in Go Go how a preacher's daughter pole danced her way to finding her true self, you can pick up your copy at learnedingogo.com. So, all right, enough of that self-promotion stuff. Oh, Tanya's here too. Hey, sweetie. So happy you are here tonight. I love that whenever I'm getting ready to do my show, I get nervous, which is funny because I'm excited to see you guys, but I still get nervous about hitting that record button. And I want to say first, I went after last week's and the weeks before, YouTube driving me insane. I followed the steps that StreamYard told me to do. And so far I see you guys all in the comments. So hopefully the lag and the ridiculousness is behind us. So thank you for hanging in there with me while we were dealing with the technical crap the last couple weeks. And hopefully, like I said, fresh start and things are good. Hey Reese, I'm so glad you are here too. I don't have my boomstick, I have my Lost Boys this week, but I guess in a way I do have my boomstick because where I'm sitting I can see several things of Ash and the Evil Dead, which is funny. These are both things I have on the agenda for tonight. But what I wanted to say was while I'm getting ready, I can see sometimes that I'm getting comments before the show even starts. And most of the time it's Erin. So I want to give Erin and Lizzie a special shout out. You guys are always the first to come in and say hi and everything. So I always tell everybody, let me know what I can shout out for you. So without even asking, I want to give Erin a special shout out tonight. His own creation, The Legend of Bloody Bones. I cannot wait until that comes out. He's in Beware the Devil's Wrath, which you need to follow that page. Killer Cox, just when you thought it was safe to go back to the coop, follow that. Curse of the Ghostwriter, which I am super excited to be in as well. And you need to follow that page. There are very exciting things happening with Curse of the Ghostwriter, so make sure that you are following that. He is on The Goddamn Program, Horror Barbecue, and most recently announced The Contract. So make sure you are following Erin on all of this. He is amazing. And I just wanted to give you a special shout out because you are always there for me and I appreciate it very, 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 very much. And all you guys in the comments, let me know what's going on with you because you're my tribe and I love you and I want to shout you out whatever you have going on. So let's see. Oh, nice. Luna says, I have a new shift, which I start 1 hour early and end an hour early and a nicer supervisor. That is very good news because when you have a crappy supervisor, it doesn't matter how short or long you're there, it just sucks. So super excited that you have a nicer supervisor. Also, another thing, if you are new here, come join us. Come join us. Be one of us. Be one of us, Michael. One thing that we do on this show is we Tatiana. So Tatiana is one of the people that I mentioned in my book. And it kind of became an extension of Thailand, which was the thing on the goddamn program when I was a co-host on there. I think they still do it, I'm pretty sure. But what happens is if anybody says Tatiana, you can say it in the comments, or I can say it whenever I want. And that just means cheers, take a drink, whether you're drinking alcohol, drinking water, drinking a soda, or if you're more of the smoker variety, take one for all of us. Tatiana. Okay, so I mentioned a couple things I was going to talk about tonight. First being my Lost Boys shirt. I know some of you saw my post earlier. I like to give blood whenever I am able. I am type O, so they come after me like crazy. I'm always saying the vampires, need to be appeased. So I went today and gave blood, and I want to give a shout out to my phlebotomist because my veins do not cooperate. They don't cooperate. They are very teeny, teeny, tiny and shaped like macaroni noodles. So sometimes it takes a little bit of poking and prodding in the blood pressure cuff and all that to get one to hop out. But I just wanted to encourage you because I know they always say there's a shortage, but I've been getting texts and emails at an alarming rate. So there must be a very, very, very big shortage. And I know not everyone is able to donate, but if you are, please, please donate. You can find a drive near you. If you go to redcrossblood.org, that will tell you where those are. There's also other local blood banks that you might have in your area. And I've never done this, but I've heard you can get paid to donate plasma and stuff. That's not at the Red Cross. That's at like the private one. So I just wanted to give a shout out to my blood sucking friends. That's why I titled this week's episode Bloodsuckers, because I was at the blood bank today and I was so sad. I forgot to upload the package, the package, dear Lord, the picture that I took earlier, because as many of you know, I don't eat sweets. I gave up added sugar and sweets many, many moons ago. So after I give blood, I look for the Cheez-Its because they want you to eat a snack and either drink some water, drink some juice. They want to make sure you're not going to pass out when you leave. You got to hang out for 10, 15 minutes. I was so excited for Cheez-Its and they did not have them today. And it just made me very, very sad. So I had pretzels instead, but I really, really wanted Cheez-Its. So I almost stopped at the store and bought Cheez-Its on principle. But if you go and you give blood, you can have cookies if you want. Oh, I'm sorry, Aaron says, and Charlie Vincent and Rotten to the Core. Yes, awesome. Love you so much, son. Excellent. So yeah, that was my little PSA about giving blood if you are able. And I had to wear my Lost Boys shirt. I want to get more vampire shirts. Like this is the only franchise of vampire shirt that I currently own. So I was thinking Nosferatu. I was thinking From Dusk Till Dawn. Like put your favorite vampire franchise in the comments. Of course, Bela Lugosi. But let me, who I forgot about was the Bram Stoker Dracula. If I could get him with his big butt head, a shirt of that would be cool. And then I can make sure that I wear a different vampire shirt every time I give blood. I think that would be fun. So put your favorite vampire in the comments. Oh, hey, Charles. Thanks for hopping on here. Thank you very much. Good to see you tonight as well. I was trying to think of other vampires, and I can't. Oh, no, I made the thing about the comments coming through, and then I just got a ton of comments. Man, I don't know. We're going to have to restart this whole platform. Maybe I have too many things saved on it. Maybe that's what it is. Let's see. I wish I was typo negative. I'm typo positive. But yeah, typo. Rest in peace, Peter. He showed up in my my news feed for Valentine's Day. Somebody posted him in his Playgirl episode or issue, and I was like, that is, that's a Valentine. So I hope he's having a great time wherever he is now. And And Lizzie says, living in Germany as long as I did, I can't donate unless I want a big ass needle in my brain to test for mad cow, which is kind of stupid and infuriating. I knew they asked that about England. I didn't realize that with Germany too. It is so stupid. Because to me, they test all the blood anyway, right? Like they ask you the questions, but what would stop someone from doing the rapid pass and just lying about every single question? So they have to put it through the tests anyway. Why limit the amount of people that are going to donate by putting these stupid? And I love the ones that are like, have you had sex with someone who has paid for sex in the last 3 months? He'd be in big trouble. But again, like I'm sure there are people in relationships that are being told that their spouse isn't doing that, and they are. So how? Drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. Those and the same-sex sexual orientation questions, because I know people who have been in monogamous relationships for 40 years in same-sex relationships, and I know people who are in heterosexual sexual hellos very quickly, many times. So if you're testing all the blood anyway, why do we do? Sorry, getting off of my soapbox for that. Let's see here. Oh, True Blood, of course. If I could get a Lafayette shirt, I love him. I love him, and I was so sad when the actor that played him died. Subspecies in Blackula. Yes, I'm so glad you're here with us tonight too, sweetie. Welcome. Let's see. Reese says, my sister is a phlebotomist. When she was in school, I was waiting for her. She came out, a white lab coat and gloves, sprayed with blood, yelled, give me 10 minutes, and ran back in. I never asked any questions. Oh my gosh. Well, you have to learn somewhere. You know, it takes time. My youngest is in nursing school, and they gave their first intramuscular shot and got tens across the board. The patient was like, I didn't even feel it. The it's not the professor, but she's in clinicals. So I guess maybe it is a professor, said, great job, didn't bleed at all. So we're like, yeah, I would absolutely let her draw blood if she needed to from me. So that's awesome. I hope your sister's not still coming home looking like that. I hope things got better. All right, let's see here. Now I want a True Blood shirt. Awesome. So another thing about today is it is, dun, 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 dun. Let me go into my photos. Dun, 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 dun. Ash Wednesday. Did someone say it's Ash Wednesday? I did. So most of you know when we talk about these kinds of things on here, I'm more spiritual than religious. I was brought up in a very religious household. Their household is still very religious, but I always considered myself to have to cough, excuse me. Pardon. Be more into universal energy, things like that, and just trying to not be a shit person. Yeah. But I saw a quote within the last 48 hours that David Bowie said that religion is for people who believe in hell and spirituality is for people who have been there. And I'm like, I like that. All that being said, it is Ash Wednesday. And so I thought we could do a little nod to all of the things that have come across my news feed today about Ash Wednesday. And a little thing, I believe I told the story in my book, Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, available at learninggogo.com. Because I used to work on Ash Wednesday, and it's very funny when you're standing on stage topless and you're looking out at a room full of men on Ash Wednesday, how many of them come into the bar with the ashes on their head? Sir, it's one night. Even if you don't give it up for Lent, and they get real mad if you lick your thumb and you're like, you got something on your head like that. Oh, they get angry. They get even more angry if you stick your finger in the ashtray and put it back on. Anyway, so today is Ash Wednesday. So I have some fun little pictures that made me laugh, including Ash Me Outside. How about that? You remember that girl in Dr. Phil? And then, is there something on my forehead? Why do you ash? I love Sean Connery. And then on Wednesdays, we wear ashes from the Mean Girls franchise. Okay, a couple more because I'm cracking myself up here. Let's see. What do we? It says, please tell me someone yelled, I want to see the Holy of Holies tonight. That would have been hilarious. Yes, so we have Ash Wednesday Adams. I love this. As far as like a cosplay goes, like meshing together Ash from Evil Dead and Wednesday Adams, I think is fantastic. And then this was my favorite one. This is the last one. You have to check your spelling because if you write in the church bulletin, remember that you are but dust and into dust you shall return. You write it like but dust, not that you are but dust, but you are but Heiny dust. That makes it an Ass Wednesday. So yeah, I didn't come home the way that I done on former Ash Wednesdays, where the one church actually has like a drive-through, so you can just drive up front and they meet you out front, and I guess if it gets the job done. Hey, Kyler. Oh no, you have a workout injury. I'm so sorry. I hope that you feel better soon, but I'm glad you hopped on. Lizzie says, my mom was very Christian, the good Jesus following kind, and she always maintained it was more important to be a good person than a good Christian. Amen. Absolutely. Luna says, I thought that Ash Wednesday was X amount of weeks before Easter. It absolutely is. Yep. It's the beginning of Lent. It's 40 days until Easter, which is April 12th. That doesn't add up, though, because 56 days until I can give blood again is April 15th. How does Sosavarian, would you like to chime in? Because I always thought Lent was 40 days. That might be over Good Friday, though. But that still doesn't add up. Huh. Reese says, my mom and sister went for ashes tonight. I watched Evil Dead 2 instead. You got your ash. That works. Klaatu Ventana. Klata necktie. We are all bust in the wind. You coughed and missed. That's hysterical. Yes, a drive-through ashing, Luna, I swear, because I was laughing. I'm like, because my first thought was, really, you're that into wanting to make sure you get it done, but you can't get up and walk into the church. But maybe somebody is infirmed and can't get out of the car. So it's nice of them to offer that service. If that's, I don't know. Yep. Oh, so Samarian, isn't Ash Wednesday the beginning of Lent, and Lent is 40 days until Easter? Is that correct? Because that's what I always thought, but now my math isn't mathing, because when I gave blood today, they said that I could give blood again in 56 days, and that's tax day, which is April 15th. That's the only reason why I remember exactly the date. If they can't get out of the car, they clearly lack faith. Oh, you have to look it up. I'm sorry. I thought that you would know off the top of your head, because you, with your background, and I, with my background, usually meet in the middle and have the answers for these things. Let's see here. Aaron says my brain train just passed the station and it ended in a ditch. That's hilarious. A lot of holidays. Shortly it will be, is it Purim? Am I pronouncing it correctly? Purim and St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day, fun fact. I have a little something right here. Let me see if I can get it with my foot, because, oh, goodness. You guys can get a little sneaky peeky of my St. Patrick's Day look. If I can get it on with the head. There we go. Check this out. Anyway, St. Patrick's Day is my favorite holiday because it is my birthday eve. So, and even though I still like every year, I'm like, I can't believe I'm that old. I still look forward to it because the alternative is not as fun as getting older. So I cannot wait for St. Patrick's Day. Okay. DuckDuckGo AI says Lent lasts for 40 days beginning on Ash Wednesday and ending on Holy Thursday, but it's often counted as 46 days because Sundays are not included in the fasting period. That's why. Thank you. I was so confused because I was off by a lot of days, and I know 40 is the big Bible number. So 40 days and 40 nights. Cool. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, I did pronounce it correctly. Thank you. I always want to make sure that I am, pronouncing things the right way. So I appreciate when you guys help me with things like that because I think I'm right, but maybe I heard it wrong. So appreciate that. Let's see. So Severian says, wait, what? Catholics don't even have to abide by the Lent fast on Sundays even. Boy, they sure set a low bar for suffering if it's just holy suffering. So if there are any Catholics in the comments, you don't eat meat on Friday during Lent, right? Because we never ate meat on Friday during Lent, but I thought that was like originally a Catholic thing. We had a lot of tuna casserole growing up on the Fridays in Lent. Tatiana, folks. Because my mom never liked, she used to call it fish, like is salmon. So we'd either have, like the Gorton's Fisherman fish sticks or like the fish triangles, because that's what fish look like. Or we'd have tuna casserole, stuff like that. But yeah, but they can eat meat, or whoever's, I'm not saying it they, like the Catholic they, can eat meat the other days though, right? It's only Friday. I also remember how many Catholic kids would get mad because Friday was always pizza day at school and they couldn't have pepperoni pizza and they get really pissed off about it. Aaron says, drink if you may drink if you're able. You drink with me and you'll be under the table. Is that a St. Patrick's Day rhyme? Because I love it. Let's see. And Dustin celebrates St. Patrick's Day every year with Green Guinness and Leprechaun franchise. Awesome. Actually, our county has one of the largest St. Patrick's parades in the nation. That is really cool. I think, is it Chicago makes the one river green for St. Patrick's Day, I believe. Yeah, I think so. I don't know what they put in it to make it fish safe though, because you don't want to like kill any of the wildlife doing stuff like that. But let's see. I was confused how Fat Thursday is, I think, always in February. It was Fat Tuesday is yesterday. And I think Maundy Thursday is the Thursday before Easter, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it's Fat Tuesday. And then I think the Tuesday before Easter is Shrove Tuesday. And I don't know what Shrove means, but in my church, there was a pancake breakfast for it. Oh, maybe Shrove Tuesday and Fat Tuesday are the same Tuesday, and it was yesterday, and I missed Pancake Day. That is also a possibility. Tanya says, the high school I went to started serving cheese pizza on Fridays due to the parents saying the kids couldn't eat meat during Lent. Exactly. But you know what? Not all of the kids celebrate Lent, so let the kids that don't celebrate it and want pepperoni have pepperoni. But I could see how it would be easier for them to just across the board be like, you know what, for the next few weeks, pepperoni just didn't get delivered, kids, sorry. Let's see. Okay, so your dad is Catholic. So Sumerian says Catholics never want to ever settle with logical if there's a convoluted option. That's funny. I love another post I saw today was like, shout out to everyone who had sex before marriage but can't eat meat on Friday because you'll go to hell. And it's that cherry picking. It's always the cherry picking. It's whatever flavor your sin is that, it's that's not that's their sin. That's the bad sin. What I do, So that's why, like I said, just try not to be a dick. Try to be a good person. That is the best way to go about life. And then whoever you talk to in the privacy of your own home or in your house of worship that you choose to go to, good, good. If that brings joy and light into your life, I'm here for it. But it doesn't mean that you have to inflict that on everyone else. Um, let's see here. Yep, I said that, and that. Oh, another note I had for today, because I went to Target, and while people are on here that might have to hop off soon that were a part of this conversation, we were talking about hot tea. And you guys mentioned, and I didn't write down the name of it on here, but it sounds like horny, horny and something tea. They had it at Target today. And I was going to buy some, but the flavors were downright scary. And like, I didn't, like, one was like black bourbon or something. I don't know. So if you like that horny tea brand you guys told me about, it's like horny and something, horny, and so I don't know. Maybe it doesn't even say horny, and that's just where my brain is. Tell me what flavor you like, because I was overwhelmed with my choices, and there was a peppermint one that was kind of intriguing, but the rest of them were kind of scary. So I wanted to see what, because you guys told me about this brand of hot tea, what flavor you like, and then I will give it a shot. And it said it's got like a little, because they're fancy, so they don't say it's a tea bag, but it's like a sachet, and you're supposed to put like 2 cups of water over the sachet. So I'm guessing that means it is in some sort of vessel. I don't have to have a tea. I have like 2 of them. One's Christmas tree shaped and one's another. It has a name for it. The little metal things you put loose tea leaves in and you put it in the water. And this is, don't make tea like this. Citrus green tea. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Oh, you don't have to order. Thank you. You don't have to do that, but I appreciate that. But let me know what your favorite kinds are, because like I said, the flavors were like Harney is Harney, not horny. Sorry. Yes, but yeah, your input is greatly appreciated. But thank you so much. That is so sweet. Okay, and again, I'm getting all the comments at once. Okay, gonna have to have a talk with my YouTube account and be like, okay. Okay, so you meant Tuesday. Gotcha, Luna. And Sisavarian said that they saw a reference to the Green River earlier, and it is Chicago. Excellent. Let me scroll up, guys. I missed so much. I apologize. Let's see. My dad is Catholic. 4 years of working with a company that had a cafeteria before I actually noticed the entree was always fish on Fridays. That's funny. But that's why they do it, just because it makes it better. Okay, and Aaron, that was a quote from Leprechaun too. Very nice. I could tell it was a quote, but I was not sure from what. Awesome. Let's see. So Savarian says, I say let all the kids have pepperoni and save the kids from their fish sticks. That's funny. Some fish sticks I do enjoy, but maybe it's like a throwback from childhood. But in the air fryer, they're pretty damn good. So Savarian says, I heard a good quote from the thinking atheist today. Who cares what you believe? Tell me what your values are. That's what I care about. That's very true. That is a very good statement, because those two can be very different things. Aaron says, my favorite St. Patrick's movies are The Quiet Man and Darby O'Gill and the Little People. I've never seen either of those, so I will have to put them on the list. My wife and I went to Ireland for our honeymoon. Oh, that's awesome. We went to the statue dedicated to the film The Quiet Man. That's very cool. I would love to go to Ireland someday. It's beautiful. And according to my 23andMe, I do have some Irish heritage. So that must be where my pasty lady comes from, because I do have freckles. In the summer, my freckles come out. But I have not been to Ireland. I have been to England, Scotland, and Wales, but I didn't hop over to the other island next door. So I would absolutely love to go visit that someday. That is awesome. So Savarian is into chai tea. I used to love, Duncan had a chai tea, so you know it's not like real chai. but I would get the chai latte and like the extra large, and it was seriously like over halfway sugar, and then like another third was cream, and then the like it was. I couldn't drink that now on a bet. I would be so sick, but that's the garbage that I used to consume. I'm so glad that I don't do that anymore, but I don't even think that they sell that anymore, do they? It was yummy, but it was just like all sugar. Exactly. All fattened up with cream at Starbucks. That's what you're saying. That's how you like it. Okay. And Tanya says, I just call those metal things for loose tea leaves tea balls. I was going to say tea balls. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. But there's a name for it. And I don't know what it is off the top of my head. But I have, they have the little like metal leash for your tea ball to put it in the water for the loose tea leaves. I couldn't even tell you where it is right now. It's in this house somewhere, but I'm really glad if I don't need it for this tea. But thank you for your tea suggestions. And I would love to try that brand out. I just was so excited when I saw it, and then I was just so overwhelmed. And then they started playing "Let's Get Married" by, is that Jagged Edge? Meet me at the altar in your white dress. And so like I start jamming in the Target, and I'm like lip syncing and pushing the cart, and like other middle-aged people are like lip syncing it quiet, and we'd look at each other and be like, like we both have not heard this song in ages. So I kind of got squirrel after I got overwhelmed. So that was what that experience was for. But another thing, to completely switch gears, I have a feeling I'm going to get a whole bunch of YouTube comments soon, and I'm waiting for them to pop on because I don't want to miss what you guys are saying. Tatiana? But this is going to be my mission for the next week, because right now I'm in a secret Scooby incognito window. I cleared the cache, I cleared the cookies, I did all the things. So I might have to make a phone call, which is terrifying. Does anyone else do everything but make a phone call, like try to find a way to text customer service, email customer service, chat with customer service, anything to avoid talking to a stranger on the phone about something like account related? So I had to schedule an MRI for my rotator cuff. So my neck is doing better. It's still a little sore from the accident on the 30th, but it's getting better. But the rotator cuff is being a bitch. So I had to schedule an MRI. So I Google schedule MRI in the hospital where I'm getting it done. Website pops up, score. So very excited. So I fill out all the information. I get to the end of it, and it says it's $24.99 to save my spot to get an appointment. Now, the beginning of the year, we have the same insurance company, but it's a different plan. We had to switch whatever. So I'm usually pretty good at like red flag. I wasn't even thinking, sure, whatever. So then I get the email confirmation. It's like a third-party site to schedule your tests at the hospital. And I'm like, this is like when you go to the venue to buy tickets, and then all of a sudden you're on StubHub, and you're like, that's not where. It didn't tell me it was sending me somewhere else. So I get an email that's like, they already have all of your information in the system, so they should be calling you soon. So now I paid $25, and I'm still going to have to talk on the phone, I thought, on Friday. So I was pissed. But I said, you know what? This is a teachable moment, and I'm going to make sure that I pay attention. I'm going to tell everybody else about this scam so nobody else falls for it. So then I get a text, I don't know if it's Monday or Tuesday, from the hospital with the date and time to show up. I'm like, I didn't have to talk to anybody on the phone. But yeah, I might have to put my big girl panties on and call StreamYard about this comment thing, because this is not cool that I'm missing all of these comments from you guys. See, now we've got soggy balls, we've got bags and balls, we've got some people prefer to tea bag, some people prefer to tea ball. See, I missed all of these. Let's see. And damn phone keeps ending my sentences. Let's see. See, now I'm getting comments on the St. Patrick's Day movies. Man. Okay, so Sissavarian says, I watched a bunch of the Leprechaun movies in the hospital last spring. The In the Hood. I remember when weren't you watching that when I came to pick you up from the hospital? I think you were, because we were like cracking up that you were in there watching that. Hilarious. Um, T-ball leash sounds sexy. Zap Brannigan probably. Uh, Thus, the amount of times I've had to say, speak to a representative on the phone is ridiculous. Yes, I will call and I will, agent, agent. I will say that. Another trick that I've learned that I am happy to pass on to you all is when it says to push whatever number for Spanish, push it. Because odds are the wait list is a lot longer, or for, if you don't push that, and the person that is doing that is bilingual and they are able to help you. So it's a good way to jump to the front of the line, because it's ridiculous how much they make you wait on the phone. I do appreciate a company that says, we have a stupid long wait time. Can we take your number and call you back? I do appreciate that, because then they're calling me, and that's not as scary as me calling them too, for whatever reason. Amen, Lizzie. It's the 21st century. If I can't do it online, I assume the company is run by a hamster on a wheel. Exactly. Exactly. So Severian says, I have video of me screaming for an agent. Lots of video. I've said awful things, scary things to phone systems and agents. I can absolutely attest to that. I've seen Sir Severian's work. It is impressive. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Luna, for sending links for teas. I appreciate that. Yes, I record a lot of phone calls, mostly to fuck with people who call me. So good. So good. We have to get that out to the people. Thankfully, I did not have to talk, but I did pay. And I would not do that again. Those are ridiculous. Yeah, I was thinking of asking Reaper, because he uses StreamYard too, and so does Frankie. So maybe one of them can help me. But it's just ridiculous. It's only the YouTube comments. Like, I won't get a comment from you guys for 10 minutes, and then I get 30, and I don't want to miss your comments. That's the whole point of our Wednesday night get together. Let's see. You want to know how to get a human at Uber? This sounds like a joke. How do you get a human at Uber? This is going to be funny. I have a feeling. Do you no, you couldn't call and pretend you're being abducted by an Uber. That would be bad. Okay, waiting for comments to load. But yeah, I hate when you have to wait so long. And I had to call the person that hit me's insurance to put the claim in when they hit me, I guess, so I could give my side of the story. And the woman that I talked to was just so nice, very nice. I'm assuming from India by the accent, but she might be in the United States and just have an accent, but she was very, very sweet. And I think because I was nice to her, she thanked me at the end of the phone call for being kind and being nice like 20 times, because I guess most people call and she has to deal with them right after they've been in an accident and they're freaking out and everything. And I know what it's like to work in, with the public. And I know most of you do as well. And I honestly think that every person should have to have a retail job or a job working with the public at some point in their life, so that they learn how to deal with people effectively. And that doesn't mean kiss ass. It just means be a decent human being. It's not that hard. So I just wish that was a requirement, would be everybody has to have some sort of job where you have to interact with customers in a public place, because it can suck the life out of you, man. So I have a bunch of phone calls I need to make for specialist appointments, because now if you go to the doctor, all that your primary care person is pretty much your information booth to tell you who you really need to see. And then you need to jump through those hoops to get appointments with those people, and then make sure that your insurance covers those people, which is more phone calls. Why is it like this? Why can't we have a smooth healthcare system that you don't have to make yourself sick trying to get better? That's, that is my question. My other question is, come on, YouTube, give me the comment. Give me those comments. Come on, YouTube. This is ridiculous. I'm going to post a nasty gram. They're not going to care. But yeah, so the other thing that I was going to talk about, and then we'll get to the comments when they come through, because I know, if nothing else, Severian's going to try to tell us how to get a human at Uber, and it's just not coming through. I like to listen to this morning radio show here. They're in Philly, and they do like little things like surveys or like different questions and all that. And one of the things that came up today, I forget what the segment was that they were doing, was they were, here you go, guys. They came through. I knew if I talked long enough. So Severian says, the only way I've ever been able to get a human at Uber is if I say I don't feel safe. Yeah. And it sucks that you have to do that, but at least you get through. Yeah, exactly, Lizzie. It's good, but also, why does it have to get that bad to warrant a human? 100%. Yes, that should not be like that. You should be able to talk to a human. Fetterman got a lot of screaming voicemails yesterday. Absolutely. Uber only answers what the courts have made them answer after lawsuits. Yep. That is the sad fact. Luna says, in all fairness, I think some people like to be assholes to agents, and that sucks for us. I think some people just like to be assholes in general. Like, they have no self-esteem, and that's the only way that they feel power, is to be an asshole. And it's sad. It's sad. And at the end of the day, you're still alone and an asshole. So what's the point? I don't get it. Aaron says, YouTube censorship again against me, and I didn't say anything bad. That sucks. That's okay. I need to make my own platform. And then you guys can say whatever you want. That would be awesome. GoFundMe pages have basically become for medical bills. It's horrible. 100%. I was reading how James Vanderbeek had to sell memorabilia to pay his medical bills. Dawson, from Dawson's Creek. He was in Varsity Blues. He was in big, and I don't know what he does with his money after he makes it. Maybe he had bad gambling debt. But from what I've heard about the man, he seemed like family man, down to earth, nice person. I'm sure has some sort of health insurance, and still had to sell off memorabilia for his cancer treatment. And it ultimately killed him. And now his family doesn't have the memorabilia. And that's somebody that's famous, with money, I would assume. So what are the rest of us supposed to do? I fully expect that my MRI is going to have a $250 copay. That's what it was. It might be even more now because of the different plan. But it's like what we pay for insurance, and knock wood, before I had this injury, I don't go to the, knock wood again. Don't want to jinx anything, but it's like the legal mafia. You pay, you don't want anything bad to happen, keep paying us, and then when they have to pay up, they don't. Exactly. The lag is like 10 minutes. It's ridiculous. Yes, Lizzie, I don't understand why so many people are convinced that we can't have better. There are many, many countries in this world who have figured out how to do it. So I don't know why we just settle for the cheapest, way to make the top 1% have the most amount of money. It's awful. Let's see. Any agent who gets it from Oh, okay. I think you mean who gets it from you deserved it times 10. Mostly it's spammers and scammers when I'm abusive or overly friendly. At the end of the day, we shall pity the fools. Yes, I love it. Yes, Dawson's Creek, the title character of a hit show for years, bankrupted by medical bills and not for super rare shit either. 100%. Yep. And many countries have it better. We can't because we have the brainwashed by billionaires masses. It's true. Like I said, there's so many countries who have it figured out. And we're supposed to be, at one point, we were the leaders of the free world. I don't know what's going on now, but there's a lot of smart people in this country. I'm sure they could figure it out. And it's crazy. Highway robbery is absolutely correct. Like everything is still, and you complain about what it costs to go to the store and buy things, but as people who own a store, it's not even the store owners that are doing it, it's the distributors who are raising the prices on things and have since COVID. And then when COVID ended, when the epidemic ended, they didn't lower their prices. Never went back down. They just keep going up, 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 up. So it's crazy. Oh no, Aaron, come back. Why does YouTube not like you? That's awful. We need to make you oh, there you are. Why are your messages being blocked? I think they have your picture up behind the counter, like the shoplifters at Woolworths. They're like, this guy can't comment. Nah, that's not cool. We need to make you another account just for commenting. That sucks. I'm sorry. Well, we love you. Lizzie, like, like who just said it? Yeah. YouTube can't spank Aaron. That's your job, Lizzie. Exactly. No, that's crazy that YouTube is doing that to you. I'm so sorry. Says horror barbecue co-host. They want the sauce. Leave Aaron alone, man. We'll come on with our picket signs. Leave Aaron alone. Dun, dun, dun. Oh my gosh, guys. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And every time I think, like I don't like getting into that kind of stuff here because it's supposed to be a light, fun thing, but it's just crazy. Tatiana to all of us that we have each other to keep each other sane. Oh my goodness. But yeah, what I started to talk about the completely switching gears, random topic. What they were talking about on the show this morning was that apparently bar soaps are going extinct. Now, that made me wonder, because I'm nosy, do you still use bar soap? Do you use body wash? Do you use shower gel? Do you do a little combo of everything? Because I do a combo. I don't ever feel like body wash does the dirty work, as it were, but I don't want to do like soap drying out all. So it's kind of like a body wash on some, soap on others, and then the face has its own products. So it's like a whole assembly line going on in that shower. And then you don't want to super hot when you're washing your face. So then we're doing different temperatures and different things. And you got the loofah for some things. And you've got, this is how they get you. This is where all the money goes. So, oh, yes, yes, yes. So Luna uses a bar for shampoo. Excuse me. Because it's fermented rice shampoo. I am very interested in trying that. You sent me the information and I didn't order it yet. I do have a bar soap that I got at Whole Foods that is I forget if it's like coffee or like it's all different kinds of stuff in there. And I think you can make those kinds of soaps easier than to do it in like a body wash. Like you can have, because then you can have like a little bit of pumice exfoliation stuff. But then you can do a sugar scrub or a salt scrub too. There's so many options, guys. So many. So Severian says, my dermatologist has me using prescription shampoo, non-scented body wash, and no chemical stuff, and Aveeno moisturizing body wash. I love Aveeno. Aveeno is good stuff. Lizzie says, I have some ivory bar soap for a cleansing spell that calls for it. Normal washing, it's 100% body wash and poof. Interesting. So Severian is dainty and precious that way. And Erin says, I have to be careful or my skin will split and dry out like a mummy. Exactly. That's what I was saying. Like some things you want to moisturize and make sure that they're good to go. But yeah, like the Libra 2000, the bar soap that I use isn't that harsh, but some stuff is like, it's almost like using lava. You remember that in like the auto body shops, the lava soap? It's like all pumice. That's what some of that stuff feels like. Tanya says, body wash. Every bar of soap I see gives me flashbacks to growing up. Who left their pubes on the soap? Oh, well, that's yeah. That's something that you have to have a talk with your housemates. If your family's doing that, you have to be like, guys, like, I know who it's not because I know who doesn't have, but you have to be considerate. Be considerate. Oh no, Libra 2000 gives you hives. Oh no. And Luna has allergies to many soaps, but has the Aveeno body wash. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Severian's ha 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 soap pubes. And cracks and eczema. Yeah. It's funny. I was always allergic to ivory soap, which is supposed to be the gentlest one of all, but that would make me like almost like a burn. I could never use ivory soap growing up. And it's so silly because that's typical of me though. Like, here, this is so gentle you can use it on babies. Yeah, well, I'm melting. Like I can't use it. So, but just be careful. And it was just one of those things, like I said, it's just a silly little question, but I was curious. I like using baby wash, like the Johnson & Johnson baby wash, which is probably terrible for you because I know their powder gives you cancer. I don't know if the baby wash does. But I haven't bought that in a while because I had a little travel size native body wash that smelled good. That was like peaches and something. It smells yummy. And the St. Ives oatmeal body wash is pretty gentle if you're looking for something. I have a friend with eczema that uses that because that's the one thing that doesn't break her out. So there is your public service announcement, your pubic service announcement if you're in the shower with the bar soap. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. That's so terrible. But I know exactly what you're talking about. I can see it. So yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for skincare for those of us who are sensitive, stick them in the comments and we'll see them next week. Thank you, YouTube. So we have a little less than 10 minutes left, which means it is time for, there we go, pick a page. Pick a page. So whoever can get a comment through and wants to comment, a number 1 through 300 and a letter A or B, and then we will do our 2 books. Is that, oh wait, here we go. I've got lots of comments again. Yeah, well, that makes sense, Luna, that your products have to be absent of your allergens. And there's so many things like that they put in everything. So you have to be very, very careful. 2 of my autoimmune disorders are different forms of psoriasis. Yeah, that you got to be careful not to hurt yourself with that too. Variant says, not to digress, I got these shots for my hives and eczema that seems to really be helping and doesn't have all the side effects the stuff they advertise on TV has. I'll send you the name. Awesome. Very cool. Is that Squatch, like Dr. Squatch, Luna? Because I've seen the Dr. Squatch stuff, but all of the smells that they offer sound horrible to me. But I've seen them advertised in my newsfeed. And now that we're talking about this, we're all going to have PB soap ads in our newsfeeds. Sorry about that. All right, Aaron is starting with 65B. Book B is the Encyclopedia of Unusual Practice. I'm so freaking tired, guys. Sorry. The Encyclopedia of Unusual Sex Practices by Brenda Love. So, page 65 is about pubes on the soap. It's about, I bet there is some sort of soap kink. Oh boy, these pictures, guys. I wish I could show you the pictures, but you think YouTube's censoring everything now. Okay. There's a horrible one on this page and then a fun one on this page. So the horrible one is a clitoridectomy, which is the surgical procedure used removing the clitoris. That is horrible. That is absolutely horrible. I know that is still going on in some parts of the world, and it is just barbaric and awful. So that's all I'm going to say about that one. The other one is cock rings. A cock ring is one of the oldest mechanical sex aids used for sustaining an erection for longer than ordinary period. If it's longer than 4 hours, please seek medical attention. It doesn't say that, but the commercials do. One of the oldest cock rings was called a hairy ring. I told you it was going to have hair. Also, happy ring or goat's eyelid. Can you imagine like starting to get it on and be like, hey baby, can you go grab the goat's eyelid? This dates back to the Orient in the 13th century and was made from the eyelashes of slain goats. Okay. They were chemically treated and inlaid in rings that fit over the gland's penis. Today's version has soft bristles or blunt points, all designed to provide extra stimulation of the vagina during coitus. Okay. And another device similar to the hairy ring is the rubber beaded erection ring that doubles as a cock ring and vaginal and or anal massager when worn at the base. Cool. Good stuff. They're available in sizes of approximately 1.5 to 2 inches in diameter. So bad luck if you have a pie penis. Okay, so that was page 65B. We have time for one more, so give me another. If you didn't already, let me see. It's more for men. Fresh Falls is nice. Okay. Yeah, I know that's who they're marketing it to, but sometimes it's nice. I'm going to be seeing phantom pubes like phantom limb syndrome. Haley Joel Osment, I see soap pubes. Oh, you know what? I did not check for Catherine the Great's furniture. I will do that as soon as I'm done reading the comments. Let's see. I would never do that. I'm too much of a fan and it's wrong. Okay, yes, Dr. Squatch. Why would someone know to compare it to? It feels like an effing goat's eye, for frame of reference. I think now that we read the next sentence, it's because it's made out of goat's eyelashes, which just reminds me now of the SpongeBob episode where he made the sweater out of his eyelashes. Oh no. Okay, let me just check the index real quick see if Catherine the Great's furniture is in here. But give me a page for the other book, and then we will wrap up tonight. So let's see, Quitus Interruptus. Maybe I need to look under furniture and then sub-subject of Catherine the Great. Catherine, I can't speak tonight. This is ridiculous. Food, eating, foot binding, formicophilia, fornicatory dolls, firthing. Now it goes from frottage to fertiling to gangbangs. So I will have to come up with something a little more clever to see if it's in here. But okay, Luna says, well, Lizzie got 36 first, and then Luna said 160. So we'll do both of them. Let's see here. Whoops. Exactly. Tanya says, today I learned goats have eyelashes and that you can use them for for a hairy ring. All right. So 36A is The quote unquote dressing room was made up of two decent sized rooms connected by a small hallway and an attached bathroom. Each room had nasty old carpeting, and there was a counter that went along two of the walls of each room. The counters were covered with overfilled ashtrays and empty glasses, in addition to the bags of makeup and G strings. The walls were mirrored above the counters, and between the tops of the mirrors and the ceiling was a row of fat, round light bulbs. One out of every four light bulbs actually worked. That was at the bar I call Sun Singers in here. I remember that vividly. All right, 160. When I started doing the workouts, it blew. I would have trouble catching my breath doing cardio. I would cough a lot. I would hit pause until the coughing stopped and I could breathe again. Do you know what happens when you've given birth twice and you jump around doing cardio while coughing? You pee your pants. A lot. Yes, you do. All right, let's see. So Severian says, I find goat's eyelashes too bristly. Well, thank you for your personal feedback. And yes, Luna, in Africa, they do still do the clit removal. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. 100% needs to be removed from every corner of the globe, as it were, because it's just horrific and brutal and barbarian, and there's no reason for it other than control. So horrific. But I don't want to leave us all on that note. So trying to think of something funny, and I just had a brain fart. Yeah, there's nothing in my photos. My photo, here we go. Bad kitty. That's just a random photo I had in here. Sorry. I was just trying to find something more fun to talk about because I feel horrible for every little girl that's turned into a woman that's gone through that, and anybody that's been abused in any way. It's just not right. So how about if we all just go out and try to be the best versions of ourselves possible and just be good people and spread positive energy and love and light, because that is what this world needs. There are too many evil, horrible people in this world, and we need to combat that with love and light. So yay, Aaron switched over. They can't stop you on Facebook. That's awesome. Well, yeah, so maybe this week coming up, I can have a couple of you help me do some homework, and we can try to set up a live, and you guys can comment and I can see if it's working, and like we can try a couple different things, because I don't know what else to do. I really thought I had it, and then it started being stupid again. So if I can have a couple volunteers, maybe we can find a time to make that work. But I love all of you guys. I look forward to this every week. I have so much fun with you, and you are a bright spot in my weekend. It's my week. I appreciate every single one of you, and thank you for hopping on with me. My God, I'm not even drunk. I'm just tired. But thank you for hopping on with me tonight. And just remember that life has its ups and downs, and when you're dealing with things, you have to take all of that head on, because when you stick your head in the sand, you think you're hiding from your problems, but the rest of the world just sees a big ass. Love ya.